I think these days you really have to want the person and the relationship. You have to be able to see both the person and the relationship as valuable, because there genuinely is little to no utility outside of the pleasure that relationship gives you. The moment the relationship no longer gives us pleasure, you realize there is no utility in it anymore. It's solely something you do out of enjoyment. It's becoming a privilege to have a relationship. It no longer serves a function in modern society. It actually holds us back. It genuinely feels like we're getting to a point in society where like we don't need each other anymore. We're so individualist. The same relationship that would have worked 10, 20 years ago just does not work today. And I think it would really behoove us to start redefining what a relationship actually looks like in the modern age. Because I feel like historically women needed men for financial stability and support because they could not get an education, they could not vote, they didn't have like civil rights, and they needed men in order to survive. But that's just not the case anymore. You can literally go your entire life without ever really needing a man. I mean, not for utility, not for sex, not for emotional support, not for really anything. You don't need a relationship anymore. And I think that's what's dawning on me. Technology, AI, the internet, social media, public resources, services, software as a service, DoorDash, Uber, Lyft, roadside assistance. There's so many things that just replace the need for a specific person that we may have relied upon in a previous time. And some of the biggest problems in society, politically and culturally, in my opinion, are because we don't need them, and we can be self-sufficient in our own communities, and we can start businesses and support each other. And it does genuinely feel like what do I need you for? Like, I'm not competing. You're like, as a man, you're not competing with other men for my attention. You're competing with how successful and happy and peaceful I am on my own. Like, every single one of us have to figure that out individually, because I just don't think it's that simple anymore. I don't think it's so simple to say, oh, like, obviously I'm just gonna like get married and have kids and be in a relationship. Like, no, that sounds like a lot. That sounds like a terrible idea, actually. You don't really need what you used to need, because you can get that elsewhere. And people are becoming more ungrateful or unsatisfied like quicker, I feel like, because they know this. And that means they don't have to do the work to connect. You don't have to do the work to connect with someone long term. You don't have to do the work to unravel them and get to know them on a deeper level, because you can just decide it's too much work and give up. You don't need to actually go through relational hardships or learn how to rupture and repair or learn how to effectively communicate, because you can just break up. Social media and capitalism, our society, and our fast-paced modern world has made us all kings and queens. Like, we're also self-obsessed and self-absorbed. On top of that, you have a culture that's obsessed with convenience and comfort. So people really just don't want to do the work on themselves or a relationship, because everyone thinks they're fucking hot shit. Everyone thinks they're a rock star now, and why would I do that when I know my worth? I know my worth, and I'm not gonna sit here and explain it to you. Protecting your peace at what cost? It's really not that much work. I mean, people did it. People stayed in relationships. I mean, it wasn't perfect, but it wasn't toxic either. And I think like many people just can't withstand the challenges that a long-term relationship presents, because like, especially after the honeymoon phase, after limerence is over, because the minute things get tough, they just fold. They are only in it for the fun. The consequence of this is that relationships are becoming more and more transactional, if they weren't already. And we're treating our significant other like they're an employee of our company, and we're giving them monthly performance reviews and trying to figure out if they're meeting their monthly quota. It's almost like a subscription service now. And like, sometimes the emotional high that a relationship gives you can conceal the fact that it's transactional in that way. But at the end of the day, that emotional high is part of the transaction. And the other point I was going to make was another video I saw recently where the girl was basically saying that she doesn't feel qualified to be in a relationship right now. It's so hard to live in the modern world. You genuinely do not have the time. She was basically saying like the cost benefit analysis of being in a relationship, from like a statistical evidence-based standpoint, most relationships, not just 2 out of 3 marriages end in divorce, but like most people break up. Most people who date break up. It just doesn't make sense to potentially put yourself through an unnecessary trauma. I understand if you suddenly lose someone or suddenly go through some unexpected hardship. That's obviously trauma that's gonna really like throw a wrench in your plans and just be very hard to cope with and deal with for the time being. Like we just said, a relationship in the modern world is kind of a privilege. It's such a suck of your time, energy, and resources that people are starting to wonder if it's even worth it at all. And I'm definitely wondering that. Like, I'm definitely wondering if it was worth spending the last year of my life in a relationship. I can't concretely say that it made me a better person. I don't know yet. I mean, I'm still obviously going through the breakup. I think that's a very interesting point though. Why would I just put myself through unnecessary trauma, put my body through unnecessary trauma like that, that's just going to make it harder for me to do all the things I already need to do in order to live in the modern world and be successful, or even just attempt to be successful in the modern world. Why would I intentionally put this handicap on myself that's gonna, from a strictly evidence standpoint, disadvantage me in the highly competitive job market? If I'm not mentally sharp because I've got all this fucking like breakup bullshit drama on my mind, moments I'm reliving, like emotions that I'm experiencing again and again, I don't have the time. Like, I don't have the time to sit here and fucking process this shit. Like, it just feels like such a waste of my time. The pain of that is going to probably take me 3 to 6 months to a fucking entire year to get over and heal from. Why would I do that to myself? Like, why would I? It's almost like if I were to get pregnant and have a baby right now, like, if I had a choice in the matter, why the fuck would I have a kid right now? Like, that just feels like the wrong move. Life is hard enough already without having a man breathing down your neck. It's already hard to live life and make money and like do what you need to do as a solo individual person in this world. Dating is not the same as building together. Unless that person is building with you, they're a waste of your time. Unless that person is helping you go where you're trying to go and you both ideally are moving in the same direction, it's a fucking waste of time. It's a fucking side quest. Biologically speaking, you can get so distracted by a person, by a relationship. And I know this isn't natural. This isn't normal. We should be able to fucking like frolic in the field and have sex and like have a million babies, and like that's the way humans evolve. You should be able to do whatever you want. Obviously, you should be able to do whatever you want and be fully free and fully like liberated in that way, but that's just not the world we live in. Like, that's just not how it is. Like, by making a choice to live in the modern world or live in the United States or live in a capitalistic society, by definition you're making a decision to give up a part of your humanity. That's starting to mean giving up a relationship, giving up a family, giving up having kids, just giving up on who you are. Like, and I don't think it's right. Like, I'm not making this video because I think it's right. I'm making this video because this is something that I'm observing, and it's starting to kind of freak me out. Like, it's starting to feel a little bit more like moving in that dystopian direction. We're not human beings anymore. Then what are we? If we have to like stop our natural human urges because it's distracting us from getting money, if the whole purpose is getting money and building, that kind of sucks, bro. Like, does that not feel like very, very wrong to you? I don't know. It feels very wrong to me. Like, one of the things I think about a lot is just going camping, going in the woods, camping, being in nature. Those are some of the times where I felt the best in my entire life, have been when I was just in nature and had nothing to worry about. And I think it's really sad that like the majority of us live these unsatisfied, unfulfilled lives in chaotic 9 to 5 lifestyles, and it requires us to sit in environments and situations that we're not happy in. It requires us to do things we don't want and make sacrifices of our own peace and happiness. And I think that's fucked up.